Real quick disclosure, because I'm sure some of you will hear me say 8Bitdo and not like that because you probably want to use like Nintendo. It's not Nintendo. And you probably call it 8Bitdo. And very well that may be the case. I don't know. But I've called it 8Bitdo and I have called it 8Bitdo for a long time. So that's how it's stuck with me. You call it whatever you want. You can call it 8Bitdo if you want. I don't really care. A lot of companies that I see out there, especially in the budget area, never really sure how to say their names. And some of them have some quite hilarious names when they translate to English especially. Anyways, guys, just a disclosure on that. I'm going to call it 8Bitdo. If you think that's wrong, go get a cookie. This is the 8Bitdo Zero, and while it might seem like a really cool controller, especially because if you look hard you can get it for less than $10, and it's this tiny and adorbs, just 100% freaking adorbs, that I think I had higher expectations than I probably should have for this controller. We'll talk about a few things with it. Now, it comes in a plastic casing with just itself a very short micro USB charging ability. Apparently I got some stuff running over there. And I tried it with a couple different things. There's also neat things like a little lanyard ring right here, so that if you wanted to put it on a lanyard, put it on a key ring, take it with you. That's pretty cool. It's all really neat, but I think at the end of the day, it's really just a novelty item to own. While it does work with some games, to my disappointment, it didn't work with games I even saw on their website. On the website, I see them with the 8Bitdo Zero here, and they're playing games like NBA Jam. I cannot get this to work with NBA Jam. I have tried. I wanted this video to come out sooner, but I figured I was just having some user errors on my part on hooking it up. I did get it to work with other games, old Sega games like Sonic. It works great. They even have a whole list and an app that tells you supported games for it, which Sonic wasn't actually on there, but it did work with Sonic. And I've tried it both on an Android device, the HTC Desire, and I've tried it on the iPhone 7s. I've tried it on the PC. I've tried it on the Android Shield TV. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it was more frustrating and lackluster than I had hoped for. So really, more of a novelty, fun little gift to have for very specific use for certain games. It doesn't work on games like NBA Jam, it doesn't work on Asphalt 8, it doesn't work on other things, which could probably be expected, as games like Asphalt 8 at least require a joystick, an extra control pad, and it just wasn't working very well. We did try it on Bomb Squad on nVidia Shield as well, and there's just not enough control feature options in order to utilize the game. You can stand in place and hit stuff when they get close to you, and you can hit select to drop a bomb, but for the most part, you couldn't really do much. And I guess, like I said, that could just be me having higher expectations than it really probably deserved. The buttons are great, the quality and the build, all of it feels awesome. When I got it out of the package, I was like, man, this is really nice. This is a really nice, reminiscent of an SNES controller to have in my hands. And it works great for the games that it does work for, but again, just kind of let down that it didn't work with some of the other games, like even ones I saw on their website where they're demoing it, you know, sitting there playing NBA Jam. I got real excited about that, and I couldn't play my NBA Jams with it. So you have X, Y, A, and B. You have D-pad, it's really good tactile feedback, everything feels great. Just like a nice ABS coating on the back here, just feels really nice, a nice rubberized plastic. You got left and right click at the top, just a single left, single right click. Start and select. Real quick, we'll go over a few things that might help you out. In order to pair this device successfully, say you have it paired to other devices like your nVidia Shield or something, or Android TV, whatever else you're playing it on, and you want to play it to another one, you'll first turn it on, but if you want to turn it off, you hit this button, it'll flash green, and then turn off. In order to get it back into a pairing mode easily without having to go unconnected from other devices, you'll hit the start button and the A button, and it'll go back into a flashing blue to let you know that it's ready to be paired with the next Bluetooth device, which then you can simply do by selecting Bluetooth on that device and connecting it. It's pretty simple. It does say look for 8Bitdo controller. That's true once it's connected, but first it says things like input or random keyboard, so you might just have to keep your eyes open for whatever your device identifies that it might be. Once it's been connected though, it will always say it's the 8Bitdo Zero controller. I wish I could really say more. And, you know, I charged the battery once and it hasn't died over this whole week of testing it. So if that tells you anything, it's got good battery life. I wish I could really say more about it. I wish that it did more of what I had expected it to do, but I guess for the low price, maybe I just had expectations a little bit too high. I love 8Bitdo. I think that they're a great company. I think a lot of you that have used old retro controllers or things like that have probably seen their brand out there. They do have some really cool stuff I'm going to be looking at in the future. A really nice SNES with dual analog on it. It says right now it's only going to be Switch compatible, but hopefully there will be a variant of it that is PC and otherwise compatible with devices like iOS, Mac, Windows. You know, that would be great. I'd love to sit down and use one of those controllers because the SNES controller, man, I grew up on that. That's one of mine. That's my jam, man. I just like it. But yeah, I had hoped to have a better video about more with this, but I think I just hit a point of certain frustration where some games it would work and some games that it should have worked and it didn't, and that was frustrating. I think I spent more time trying to set this thing up, understand it, learn it, watch my own videos, read what people said about it, go to Reddit and see if they had better information, where a lot of people were just kind of experienced some of the disappointment I did in it. But, you know, I guess, again, that's kind of to be expected. It's a cool little novelty, one that works on some games, and 8Bitdo was kind enough to input a list of different games that take you right to the app in the app stores of games that are compatible with it. So that's pretty cool. But make sure you get that 8Bitdo app first so that you can go in there and set it up and make sure it's working, and then you can go in there and look at games that are supported for this controller. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry. I was hoping this would be a little bit more, a little bit cooler than it was, and it just kind of fell a little bit short for me. And I hope it was informative to somebody. There's a lot of great reviews out there that just love this thing, but I couldn't find where they actually tested it and experienced it and could really relay their information about what they thought and all the games that they wanted it to work in. One of the biggest setbacks for me is the fact that I see them playing at NBA Jam, and I was like, man, this is gonna be great. I will play NBA Jam all day long on this, and I can't get it to recognize this as a controller in NBA Jam. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I think I hit a breaking point of this took too much work to try to do anything with. You may have one, you may love it, you may even have tips for, hey, do this. This will work a little bit better, but I was having so much trouble with it that I think I'm just done with it. Anyways, guys, have a great day, night, whatever it is. There's other cool and awesome 8Bitdo stuff. I'll put a link down below if you want to go check out some of their other retro controllers if you've never heard of the company. It's a pretty cool company. There are people that use them and love them, and I plan on getting some more controllers from them myself because, well, I like some of the ways that they just do it. That's pretty much that. Anyways, guys, great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next video that I do. Hopefully it'll be a little better.